Hey, Professor, this is Ron Hudson, your U.S. history student, recording for the Unit 4 assignment and answering the questions pertaining to the assignment. So I'm going to try to get through this. I've been recording this here. This is probably my 7th or 8th recording that I've tried. And I don't know how perfect you want this, but I'm going to keep trying to give it my best. So what factors were identified as making a person American in the late 18th century? So in the late 18th century, people coming from different countries, I think they had to appreciate the hard work of, just the hard work, the grit that they had to come from another country, to take advantage of some of the opportunities that were here at the time. And it really is the land of opportunity. So a lot of people that came here from nothing, of all different cultures, came here with a vision, with a plan, with a goal, and they executed. They made it happen. So they were able to bring themselves and their family from a place of nothing. I believe it said even no identity, no citizenship in the country that they originated from. So I think coming here, the hard work, the freedoms that were enjoyed by those that came here during that time. What else here? I think some of the things that I see here in America, we certainly have an indulgence rather, of laws and freedoms, and overindulgence. You know, I've been here my whole life, and I sometimes wish that we would kind of dial back some of the freedoms that we have, simply because the times we live in, things are so different. People have changed, and certainly not always for the better. So some of the freedoms, some of the things that have been granted to citizens as far back as 200 years ago, I don't know if they should be set in stone, but some of the American attributes that I see, again, is hard work, unity. When we can unify, I think it's a good thing. Let me see here. I think the ones that come over here, again, with nothing, they came here and they saw some opportunities and they grabbed them. Whether it was first generation, second generation, I've seen some descendants of people that came over here still reaping the benefits of a decision that their great-great-grandfather or grandmother made. Well, likely it was a decision of the grandfather, but the decision that the families made to come over here years ago, I still see the benefits. My wife is one of those people. She's from India, and up until recent, she did not have she was not an American citizen. She had a green card, but she came here when she was 8 years old, and here 30 years later, she's realizing the benefits. Just by getting her citizenship, a whole different world of opportunities opened up for her. So again, I think the benefits of being America far outweigh some of the conditions that people lived in all those years ago. So question 2, do you agree with these factors as identified at the time? Certainly at the time they were fitting. Certainly I think people that came to America did benefit greatly and were identified, whether it was through, I think he said, the stamp of adoption. They came here, they were recognized as citizens, and as citizens they received the benefits. Of course, you're going to have some rotten apples in every bunch. So everyone, even to this day, everyone's not as embracing of people that come over here from other countries, or people that come over here and do it the right way. I do think they should be respected and treated kindly, treated as an American. If they've come over here and they've followed the processes of law, then certainly they are entitled to the same benefits. And do I think that these things are still true today? Again, yes. However, some of the rules and some of the laws and some of the benefits that we receive, maybe again, I don't know if I said this. I've said this a few times on various recordings before starting over, but I think it should maybe be dialed back a little bit. I think we've gotten too free, a little too loose, stepping out of moral code as well as spiritual laws that should govern us to make some better choices. But because these laws were in place, certain people have gone above and beyond the exercise of their freedoms. So being a father and a husband, I worry about the condition of this America. The America of 200 years ago might have certainly was better times. I mean, I know comparing, certain things to other things, maybe not so much better, but there were a lot of benefits of the times. So yes, I do think that some of these freedoms and some of these identifications of Americans are still true today. I will say that some of the freedoms and some of the benefits of being an American has made it a little too easy for some Americans. Some who are not willing to work for what they want, as did the people that came over here 2 years ago. We have a lot of social programs to help people, and I, for one, feel that some of those programs are teaching people to do less for themselves. So, are the benefits the same of being an American? Yes. Is the work ethic the same as it was 200 years ago? Not at all. Question 3 is asking, which fractures identified in American society from the evidence in chapter 6 and 7, the American yacht, were most important, most significant and important, and why? So I chose the 2 that I did choose. Shays Rebellion, I thought that was important, as well as Gabriel's Rebellion, I believe it was called. I think those 2 were significant because at a time people just get tired. Enough is enough, and when you have a trust or reliance on your government, such as those in Massachusetts who were led by Daniel Shays to I don't know that it was an anarchy, but I think enough was enough. They got tired. They maybe panicked or worried that the property that they had worked for, the farms that they had worked for, especially, Shay and other veterans of the Revolutionary War, they might have felt a sense of betrayal from this country that they had served or that they had fought for. I myself, being a veteran, I have felt the sting of not getting some of the support that I might have thought for myself or other veterans. So there are times that I feel like our government has let our veterans down. So I can definitely understand the upset of Shay and the other men that followed him in setting up blockades and trying to stop the foreclosure processes from happening. When they called on their government failed them. And even though I understand at that time the government did not have as much power as it had later come to have when it came to helping the economy and producing more money, printing more money, I understand that the government didn't have that power because of the articles that were in place prior to the change of the Constitution. But I do think that was significant. I think that certainly it shades rebellion, though it was not successful as they had hoped it to be. It did get the discussions had to readdress the constitutions of the United States. So, and then as far as Gabriel's rebellion, that was another one that I think slavery was certainly wishing it had never started, but it certainly outlived its need or its time. So I think as far as Gabriel Prosser, he and the other slaves that had planned a bit of a rebellion there in Virginia, I think that was significant as well. I think again, getting unfortunately, they didn't succeed either. Their plan was interrupted due to some rain that happened the evening before, and then some of the other slaves went and reported to their enslavers the plan that Gabriel and some other slaves had concocted. So but again, I think it was significant in getting the voices heard, getting the attention out there. I'm not really one for protests, or I'm not really one for just being a person of spiritual background. I try to stay away from politics. I try to stay away from some social movements only because I've grown to put my trust in God over some of the policies or practices of politics or people. But there is a time for revolt. There is a time for rebellion, and that was my other, I guess, fracture that I because both of these fractures, again, it interrupted things as they were. It brought the attention of a very flawed system. And though slavery was already noted to be flawed, but again, it got more attention to the matter. It got more people to listen and to make the change. So so I'm sorry, I don't know if there's a time on this video. I'm looking at the time here. I'm trying to get through this. Yeah, I'm running out of time. And I apologize. I've worked all week, so getting this assignment in this evening was not my plan, but yes, I got the understanding of the material to the best of my ability. I really am enjoying, though some of it is a little heart-wrenching to think or to revisit some of the things that former Americans and slaves had to go through. But I am enjoying what I'm learning. So thank you for helping me better understand and even revisit some of the things that I learned so long ago. But it's really important, I think, that we do learn the histories, or we're bound to repeat them. So I thank you. I'm going to end it here, but I hope I covered the material. I hope I covered the questions. I appreciate your patience in your previous communications, and I am learning a lot from this course. So I just wish that we could kind of make other people appreciate the positions that we're in because of the sacrifices made by so many others. So I'm going to try to upload this here and get it submitted so that I can make the time, make an on-time submission. So please give me your honest feedback. I trust that you will, but if you have any feedback or insight, please feel free to let me know. Thank you very much. Take care.